A few weeks ago, a rapper called Fenix Flexin previewed the new song live on Instagram. Within hours, fans were running the vocals through an AI detector. It flagged the track as likely AI generated. He denied it, said it was just him, Pro Tools and Auto-Tune, recorded from his living room. Here's the problem, nobody could actually prove either side. There's still no industry-wide standard for disclosing AI in music, and that one argument over one song is a tiny preview of a fight now worth over $30 billion. So should music actually be using AI, or has it already happened and most of us just haven't even noticed it yet? This is Should I AI. Quick one before we get into it. This channel is just me researching, scripting and editing everything on a free setup. If you're into this kind of thing, hit that subscribe now because this one's got some generally wild numbers in it, so let's go. Let's go back to that Fenix Flexin song properly, because it's the perfect entry point into this whole topic. The track called Rubberz or Rubber Bandz, depending where you look after his Instagram preview, listeners flagged what they called stiff-neck timbers and unusual and consistent pitch. Someone ran it through an AI detection tool called BTR, and the detector read the vocals as likely AI generated. Fenix's response was blunt. He said it was recorded exactly like everything else he makes, just auto-tune, reverb and a fake Q accent for good measure. And here's the actual important part buried into that argument. One commenter put it perfectly. Detection tools flag probabilities, not verdicts. Nobody, not fans, not the label, not even the detector itself, can say for certain either way. That's not really a story about one rapper. That's a story about an entire industry that still doesn't have a system to an answer to a question that is this basic. Which raises a genuinely interesting point. Auto-tune's been a normal accepted part of pop and hip hop production for over 2 decades now. Nobody accuses an artist of cheating for using it, but strip away the stigma and look at what it actually does. It's a machine learning adjacent pitch correction algorithm, analysing a vocal in real time and automatically snapping it into the nearest correct note. That's not a full generative AI, but it is also not nothing. It's the exact same underlying idea of a computer, not a human ear, making a musical decision that we've all just quietly accepted as normal because it's been around long enough. So here's the honest, uncomfortable question. If a vocal run through a auto-tune has always technically had a machine involved in shaping it, where exactly is the line between AI assisted and it's just modern production? Increasingly, the industry doesn't have a clean answer. It's a spectrum, not a switch. And most of the current panic is really about how far along that spectrum something sits, not whether AI is involved at all. While fans argue about one song at a time, the actual money side of this has moved incredibly fast. Suno, the biggest AI music generation tool, is now sitting at a roughly 300 million in annual recurring revenue with 2 million paying subscribers and a 2.45 billion valuation as of its last funding round. That's a company built entirely on typing and prompts and getting a finished song back. For over a year, the major labels sued Suno and its biggest rival Udio for training on copyrighted music without permission. Then starting late last year, something shifted. Warner settled with Suno, not just dropping the lawsuit but actually partnering with them, agreeing to build new fully licensed models going forward. Universal settled with Udio. All 3 major labels signed deals with another AI platform called Clay. And here's the detail that tells you everything about where this is really heading. Universal isn't just settling, they're now charging a micro royalty of between 0.2 of a cent and half of a cent every single time someone generates a track using their licensed catalogue. The labels stopped trying to kill the technology, they started taxing it instead. The scale of what actually being uploaded is wild too. On Deezer alone, an estimated 44% of new daily uploads, something like 75,000 tracks a day, are now AI generated, and in blind listening tests, 90% of listeners couldn't reliably tell the difference between AI and human-made music at all. If you're curious to what's actually available right now, here's the honest landscape. Suno is the market leader, full songs from a text prompt, vocals included, around $10 a month for a pro plan. Since the Warner deal, it's moving towards fully licensed training data, though downloads are now restricted to paying users only. Udio took a different path. It went walled garden, meaning you can create and remix inside the platform using official licensed catalogue material, but as of last October, it disabled letting people download and freely distribute tracks while it rebuilds around full licensing. Event Labs launched music built on licensing partnerships from day one, including a marketplace where actual right holders can opt in and get paid when their style or catalogue gets used. Avia is a small, more Pacific tool, trained mainly on classical and cinematic composition. A lot of it's public domain, and it's one of the only tools offering a full copyright ownership of what you make, even if it's on the cheaper tiers. One practical note, if you ever use any of these for something you plan to actually release, document your own creative input, melody choices, lyrical arrangement and decisions you made. Right now, the safest position for anyone using these tools commercially is proving genuine human co-creation, not just raw, unedited AI output. Plenty of the industry is fighting this, not licensing it. iHeartRadio have flatly said they won't play AI created music on their stations or app. Bandcamp banned AI only release entirely of this January. SZA, in a recent interview, said she feels like she's at war because of AI specifically, worried about what it means for black artists as AI generated acts started charting and pulling real streaming numbers, and listeners are generally split too. Surveys show around 62% of US consumers say they're less likely to engage with music they know is AI made, but 8% said they want it clearly labelled either way rather than banned outright. So, should music actually be using AI? For production, mixing, mastering, workflow tools, that fight's basically already over. One survey found 87% of artists are already using AI somewhere in their creative process, most of them without anyone even blinking. For fully AI generated tracks passed off as entirely human with no disclosure. That's where the real trust problem sits, and it's the exact same problem Fenix Flexin got caught in. Here's the Should I AI scorecard. Money impact is 9 out of 10. A 2.45 billion company built on this in under 2 years. Labels are now taxing every generation instead of suing. Adoption is 8 out of 10. 87% of artists are already using it somewhere, and 44% of new songs uploaded on some platforms are AI generated. Trust disclosure is 3 out of 10. Generally no industry-wide standard yet, and that's the actual crisis here. Future potential is 9 out of 10. This is one of the fastest moving licensing shifts we've ever covered on this channel. But today's overall score and the verdict will be a 6 out of 10. Not because the technology is the problem, clearly. It's already everywhere and the money's already decided it's staying. The problem's the exact same one we keep finding on this channel, episode after episode. It's not can AI do this, it's does anyone have to tell it when you did. That is Should I AI for today. And I'll see you in the next one, which will be uploaded on the weekend.
Yeah, I grew up with a storm in my brain, no umbrella for the pain. Every drop in the rain got me running through the flame. Everybody saying keep gonna break under pressure and strain. Now I step in the game and I'm setting every stage in the flame.